And then Tao plays just bishop g3. Oh my god. Hello guys, what's up? So today we're going to look at a Mikhail Tao versus Alexander Kublantz. Yeah, this game is mad. There's like 3 crazy, brilliant sacrifices, and it's crazy. Drop a like, let's go. Tao is white and Kublantz is black. Tao starts with e4, and they go into a Sicilian variation, which is called the open Sicilian, in which they exchange the pawns into the center. And maybe we should get the, let's get the analysis of it up. Okay, now we've got like the book thing. So they exchange the pawns into the center, and then f6 from black, knight c3, a6, bishop g5. Black goes for a nice steady approach and goes e6. And it continues with f4. It's quite an attacking approach. f4 is like a, all right, we're going to have a good game sort of move. Like Tao is known for his crazy sacrifices and his attacking approach to the game. There's a reason that these book moves are like a thing in the first place, is because of people like this. Bishop e7, just to defend the knight up here. Tao brings his queen to f3. This is still all theory. Like, this is 8 moves of theory so far from each person, so technically 16 moves. But these guys are like the top level of their time in the 60s, so... 60s, am I getting that right? Bloody 1700s. Queen c7, still book theory, and long castles. Black develops to d7 with their knight. White goes e2. The first move out of theory, h6. Just threatening to maybe win this bishop if Tao doesn't do anything about the bishop. What does Tao play in response? He plays... just drop the bishop back. Just calm, relaxed. After this move, black b5. It goes back into book theory. What? How does it go out of book theory and it goes back into book theory? Maybe this is still book theory, but it just doesn't count as book theory for some reason. Okay. And then here's where it starts to get super spicy. Tao plays e5. Obviously, the eval bar doesn't like it. I mean, back in the day when this was played in like the 60s, this is a level move above everyone else. Like, this is bonkers. Like, when people saw this in an auditorium, they'd probably be like, oh my god. But nowadays, you're like, mate, the eval bar says it's crap. The reason that's crap is because if black plays any other move except this move, then say he just moved like his knight out of the way or something, then it's completely winning. Because like this sort of stuff's coming in, and then if you take, then this happens, and then there's all sorts of stuff, you know what I mean? But he plays that move, and then the bishop b7 blocks and attacks the queen. And now in this position, what move would you play? What move would you play? I know what move you would play. Boom! That's not even a brilliant move. Sacking the queen. Taking on f6. Taking the knight on f6 isn't even a brilliant move. That's crazy, isn't it? So he takes that, and then black's response, like every human being possible, would just take the queen, wouldn't you? You would just take the queen. And then what does white do in this position? Keep on attacking, take the bishop, take the pawn? Just recaptures the bishop. Tao just gave away his queen in exchange for this attack. This attack. This is kind of looking like a bonkers game. Black plays e5. Doesn't want to recapture the pawn and lose his rook. So he just plays e5 to block the bishop. And then Tao bops out an absolute scooper of a move. This is a scraper of a move. Knight e6. Oh my god. That is just disgusting. Look at that move. Like, what? Who plays that? Look how much stuff is on the board. The bishop's literally hanging. The pawn's hanging. e6 with the knight. Knight e6. That is crazy, isn't it? The point is, his queen is being attacked with a tempo because it's going to be a char. The only move is you have to capture back. That's the best move. Because anything else just completely loses. Because then you can start playing moves like this. Or you can even just take. So the brilliant move comes in and black takes back. I mean, it has to be done. Sometimes you just have to accept that you're going to take that. Bishop h5 check. And now the king is forced to move. If the king goes here, he gets hit with this. The king goes here, he gets hit with this. Both, he gets hit with a check with a pawn. So black pushes the pawn. Obviously, it's just a sacrifice of a pawn. But now the king has additional squares to go to. So white takes, and the king just goes to the side. And this is where the pawn recaptures. And now... like, this is a drawn position. This is a drawn position. On the board, any human, this is not a drawn position, but this is a drawn position. Look at that pawn up there. Imagine this game. Imagine this game happening at your local over-the-board tournament. Bunch of 600s playing. King goes to g7 to attack the bishop, but that's kind of just stranded there. And then Tao plays just bishop g3. Oh my god. It's so disgusting. Like, I feel like people just don't think like this nowadays. I feel like this is just like a very unique playstyle that nobody will ever match. Like, you wouldn't see Magnus play moves like that. Like, you would not. He plays like good moves. It's a brilliant move because if the king takes here, then he loses his queen with a check. Kind of what's happening. That's why it's a brilliant move. Black sees this and black plays... so black in this position plays knight f6 which is kind of an inaccuracy because it allows Tau to play this, and then the queen still being attacked, and now this is protected. But Tau doesn't even care about this because it will probably come at one point, so he plays e1, which is apparently a mistake, but I mean, he's just going pawn hunting, he's just searching for the pawns. And then black plays b4, which is a blunder, because now this move is like really winning. This is the best move, and it attacks the queen. So obviously can't take now, he has to do something about this queen. And if the queen just like takes this, then the rook's coming in, and black's having some trouble. But Tau just takes the pawn, which is a blunder in response. It's kind of drawn, but it's like black's in a slight advantage if they play this move, taken, which is the best move. And they do. So now black's in a slight advantage. Tau responds with the move that he should have played before, but now it's the perfect time again to play f5. And then black plays the natural looking move b7, which aligns for the checkmate, but that's actually a massive blunder because you can actually just take this pawn. And it's just completely fine. I mean, look at the king safety. I mean, it's not really that safe, but the queen can't do anything on its own. It needs another tempo, but that square's blocked. But Tau doesn't see that, and he just pushes b3. I guess he thought that pushing was a bit safer than maybe this coming in, because even if he did take, maybe you could just recapture and steal with the attack. So after that, black plays queen to d7. Just maybe eyeing up this rook, creating some late pressure, maybe trying to get over here at one point. Like, who knows what they're thinking. Bishop e5. From Tau. So black realizes he's up a lot of material, but the position is completely losing. So he sacks a material, he takes the rook, and then white recaptures, and then black recaptures the bishop. Kind of a nice little sequence there, because he had to give away some material to get back in the game, because as it is right now, if he doesn't sack the queen, like he's just losing all of his pieces. Like if he plays anything, he literally doesn't have any other move, he has to sack the queen. Tau plays f1, once again, creating some pressure on this. Black just moves the knight out of the way, and lets him take his rook, in which Tau takes the rook, and then black recaptures. And then this is where this is like a bonkers move, and you'll be like, what? What is that move? Isn't that just a massive blunder? Rook fa. Oh my god, that is just disgusting. The point is, if he takes with the knight, the pawn can just slyly go to e8 and make a queen, and then white is completely winning. Look at that sneaky queen. That's so sneaky. And alternatively, if he takes with the rook, he still makes a queen, black recaptures, but the king's not good enough because the pawn is going forward. The knight can either move and let it queen or be captured. The king can come in, but then he just takes the knight and he recaptures. And then this endgame is completely winning for white because black cannot stop white from taking all these pawns. Like, there's nothing black can do to stop these. He's got 2 pawns here and he's got 3 pawns on this side, and these pawns are falling. So in this position here, black just resigns. Crazy game. 3 brilliant moves. 1960s chess. Probably one of my favorite all-time games. And if you're curious about the accuracy, in that game, Tau played an 89% accuracy. 3 brilliant moves. Top chess. I mean, the game was kind of drawn, and then black had a little advantage, and then white sort of got back into it, and then white just dominated. Drop a like. Have a good day. See you in the next one. Bye.